Hey everybody, how you doing? Today I'm going to share three powerful verses that help transform my relationship with money and finances and how it contributed to my wife and I paying off over $140,000 worth of debt. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So first I'm going to cover the scripture that changed everything for my wife and I. Without further ado, Proverbs 22, chapter 22, verse 7 through 9. This is the King James Version. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. So this so the three lessons from that is, and by the way, this is my second time recording because it did not say it previously, but I'm passionate about this. So, hey, we're going to do it again. It is what it is. So, let me move this out of the way. Okay. So, let's break down that first scripture. And the lesson from that first scripture is, and I'm going to do some sliding things up here. The lesson from that, the borrower slave to the lender. When we was reading and studying that, it changed everything for us. I don't know, it landed different. It hit different from us. I guess maybe that's where we were at the time. It may feel different for someone else. So we decided we wanted to do something about it. And what did we want to do something about? So our situation, mostly the student loan debt was about 140,000. Car loan debt, we was almost finished paying for my wife's vehicle. So we owe close to, I can't remember the specific numbers on that. I think it was like 2 to 4,000 left on that, and so that'd give us close to 145,000 that we need to take care of. And so the actions that we took was we wrote out all of our debts, uh, and we did not cut up our credit cards. Shout out to Dave Ramsey, but I understand where you're coming from. There was a time in my life where I wasn't good at managing credit cards, so at that time I probably should have cut them up. But the time where my wife and I we already had the discipline of paying credit cards off every month. I will admit, when you keep your credit cards, you do pay more. So I do understand the rationale behind cutting up your credit cards. You're not going to beat the banks. I don't care what you do; they have it down to a science. So don't play yourself. Even if you are doing points, don't play yourself. Just know that you are paying more. You might not be paying interest because you're paying off every month, but be clear, more money is coming out of your household if you're using credit cards more times than not. And you might be the exception, but uh, you know, debts. The next thing we did was, once we understood our debts, we used the debt snowball method. We did the least. We lined up the smallest debt to the largest debt, and we just started going at it, attack mode. The other action that we took was we lived on a strict budget, which simply meant we had two incomes. And so we lived on one of those incomes. So imagine knowing that you can increase your lifestyle, but you just stayed lean. I think sometimes everyone around us was like, why aren't y'all in this $500,000 house? And why aren't y'all driving around in, $70,000, $80,000 cars? Like, when we look around us, folks, we're doing that. And sometimes they'll be, calling us cheap or whatever, but it is what it is. But we had a mission. We was focused on what we had going on in this household, and everyone has to make the decision for themselves. So everyone's household is different. It's called personal finance for a reason. And so that's what we chose to do for ourselves. As a result of that, we are free from monthly payments from the student loans. So there's no more student loans, no more car loans. We don't have any car loans, and we don't have any credit card debt. We still have mortgage, but we don't have any credit card debt, any consumer debts. And I will have videos coming up in the future because we have made a decision to attack our mortgage as well. We don't care about if it make mathematical sense. Again, it's our personal financial choice. Lesson 2, the other thing that we did, the lesson that we learned. So a lesson that I want to share with you all. We avoided quick fix solutions. So no payday loans, not that we would ever use that anyway. But I thought I'd include that one because that is a quick fix that doesn't really solve the root of what's happening. We didn't play the balance transfer game either. I think it's foolish to do that for myself and ourselves. We did not borrow from our retirement account. We did not do that. Some actions that we took instead: we tracked every dollar. We canceled unnecessary subscriptions. We downsized our lifestyle. We did gamify the process to keep us motivated. And how we did that was, and maybe you can implement something similar to this or consider it, think about it. For every 10K pay down, we celebrated. We ate out. It wasn't necessarily the most expensive restaurant or what have you. It might have been a steakhouse one time, or it might even just been we went to Chipotle or something. But I like steakhouses, so the majority of the time it was steakhouses. Being real, keeping it real. But we didn't go crazy. We just dressed up, talked about our progress. We did some dream building, and we just enjoyed each other's time. We also tracked the debt paydown number, and we also turned that into a game. And so we basically had, where's the whiteboard? So we had, I'm going to go grab it. We had this whiteboard here. I'm in a process of, we doing some other stuff right now, but I had this whiteboard here, you can see. And we would have debt on there. And let me put that down there. And we, 145, started at 145. Then we hit 135, then 130. And so we was building momentum. And we gamified the process. We paid it off way faster than what we thought we would. And it's because we started building synergy. We started getting energized. And as a result, I picked up an additional job/side hustle. Next, the other lesson for us from those biblical scriptures that was the blessing of generosity. We created a giving account, even while being in debt. We started small, but stayed consistent. We looked for non-monetary ways to give as well, big brothers, big sisters, and anything else, giving of your time, or whether it be mentoring, whether it be coaching folks, just being a good person and just giving, whatever that looks like. Some unexpected blessings that we received, if we want to call them blessings. The things that we were building momentum, and we always operate with expectation. I'm really big about that. But some things that came as a part of working the plan. Our income increased. We improved our money management skills together. We met one of our close married friends on this journey till this day. Very, very close. We were just hanging out this past Sunday, catching the football game, one of the football games. We increased our peace of mind, and we have more flexibility. It enhanced our marriage, which this is the one that when we're talking to young couples and just married couples in general, when we're sharing our story, we got closer. We improved our communication, just not beyond finances, but we didn't realize at the time that that's what was happening. And even to this day, we're still reaping the benefits of that. Give me a second here. I'm gonna see if I can shift this over. There we go. That way you can see it. Sorry about that. A little better. All right, there you go. So some of the financial changes: 145,000 to of debt to zero consumer debt. Let me put it in here. It's like in eight. I think it was like 15 to 18 months. I'm just putting that. Months. I have to go dig and see exactly the specific. I'm just giving you the rough time frame. It improved our emergency fund to 1 year. If that is too much for you, hey, maybe you can increase your emergency fund to 3 to 6 months. And maybe that's enough for you. But for us in our household, 1 year is what we landed on. And that's what we wanted to do. Again, personal finance. Other financial changes: minimal payments. Only our mortgage payments is what we have. And it gave us the ability to invest more in our future wealth building. That included the 401ks and index funds through brokerage accounts. And we do have a little bit of individual stocks as well. So that's a little bit of my story. And so now it's your turn to break free of that consumer debt, in exception to your mortgage. But hey, we're on a journey now to crush our mortgage as well, and we'll be 100% debt free. And so if you want that to be a part of your journey too, stay tuned, because that's our part of our journey at this moment. But it's your turn to break free. So step one, what does that look like? I know it's scary, but I need you to face them numbers. I need you to go to your bank account. I need you to pull all your financial statements and look at the debts. Understand what you have. And so that goes to my next point. List those debts out. Track your expenses. This is a huge game changer right here. Calculate your net worth. When you calculate your net worth, it keeps you in that mindset of wealth building. And even if it's in a negative right now, each time you're paying off the debt, it is getting closer and closer back, and you're going to blow past that zero, and then it'll be up from there. And maybe you don't have a negative net worth, but again, paying off your debt will help increase your net worth. But then we got to get to the wealth building side too. So it's not a all or nothing. It's an and. And so you have to calculate. Well, you don't have to. We decide to calculate our net worth, but I'm challenging you to calculate your net worth, because I've talked to so many folks in different walks of life, different ethnicities, whether you were black, white, Latina, Asian, all the things. And growing up, they didn't talk about their family didn't talk about building your net worth. And so a lot of us are first generation. Our folks didn't know what they didn't know. But at some point, we have to break through, and we got to figure this out, because otherwise, your future is at stake here. And how are you going to live? Step two, make your plan. Choose the debt payoff method. Create a realistic budget. You set those timelines. So set timeline and goals. And number three, start giving even while you're in debt. It's okay. Pick a cause, church, set a given amount or percentage, and stay consistent. And remember, giving is money, but it also can be your time as well. So and that helps you not only just be thinking about yourself as well. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Tell me what's going to be your first step. Tell me what are you inspired. Tell me what lesson resonated with you. Until the next video, peace. I'll catch you later.